Hello everyone, and welcome again from my house to your house. Hard to believe it's 6 weeks already, but the time does certainly win. So I'm just going to finish up this week on something very quick, very easy to do, which is an omelette, or a bottomless quiche, or egg muffins, or a frittata. So many different names for more or less kind of the one thing. So in front of me here you'll see a lot of different, my usual splash of colour with my mushrooms, yellow peppers, wee bits of bacon that have been grilled and cut small, tomatoes sliced, spinach with a wee bit of basil in it because love my herbs, a wee bit of red onion and a wee bit of red pepper. So these are my choices. You may think of other things like coriander, you may add sweet corn, you may add ham, you may add chicken, so many different things that you can add to an omelette. But the one good thing about an omelette is it can be a version with the meat in it, or poultry, or it can be a vegetarian. It can be eaten breakfast, lunch or dinner. So it's very, very versatile and a lovely dish. So just before I kick off to do the cooking, earlier on what I did was I had all these foods that I particularly like, and what I did was you will see a picture come of how it looked before these were cooked. Put a little bit of these into each one of the wee compartments. I beat up a couple of eggs, and because eggs alone can be a wee bit on the boring side, I added pepper, a wee tiny touch of salt, a wee bit of chilli and a wee bit of oregano, and beat it through the eggs, and I poured the eggs in up until the level there. Popped them in the oven at 180 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes. And voila, look at those. They are delicious, and may I just add, these are really, really good. I think you'll be high-fiving me after these. These are so filling. You can eat them as they are. You can take them for children, ideal for lunch boxes. Great, because children love things that you can just hold in your hands and eat, so ideal for lunch boxes. You can use them the next day for lunches. You can actually freeze these as well, so they're great for just pulling them out. You can actually, the next day, you can actually eat them cold, but you can actually eat them warm as well. So lovely, lovely. And then the other way of doing it is either a bottomless quiche or a frittata. I could put any one of the ingredients that I like on top of this, beat up some eggs, and again, remembering to add my salt, pepper and seasoning. Put a wee bit of grated cheese along the top, again going for the lighter with less fat, and pop it in the oven for about 25 minutes, and it's gorgeous. So, but the one that I'm going to choose to do this evening is an omelette, and I'm going to do just one for myself. So I've literally the ingredients there that I'm going to use. So I love packing it out with my greens and my oranges and my yellows, and I use 2 eggs for this, or I maybe on an evening that I'm feeling a wee bit more hungry, I might add 3. So this is a very, very filling meal and very, very healthy. So I hope you enjoy an omelette as much as I do, suitable any time of the day. So well, come on over to the cooker and let's see what's happening. Well, here we go. So all I've done here is I've just melted a tiny wee bit of butter onto the pan. Meantime, I have, you can see the wee bits of chilli in this, I have beat up my 2 eggs, and I've added salt and the tiniest bit of it and some pepper, and literally the pork. Whisk it up until it's nice and fluffy and you see the bubbles on it, like so. When the bubbles are on it, I don't know if you see that, then just gently pour into the pan. So there we go. So that'll cook away there in that nice heat. It's on a nice heat. And so once I can sort of see that this is starting to make cooking round the sides, I like to do a few wee swivels round, and in a minute or so I'll start adding the ingredients. So I'm actually looking forward to this. I'm ready for my dinner this evening. It's been a long day, so can't wait. So you can see the bubbles starting to come up in this now, so I'm just going to, look, you can see it starting to cling to the pan, so we know it's cooking away there. Just going to turn it up slightly a wee bit more. I don't want to overdo it or do it too fast, because I don't like that to have it anyway overdone. So what I'm going to start to do now is I grilled some bacon earlier on, and that's it cut up all into tiny wee bits. So I'm just going to sprinkle some bits of bacon onto that. Just scatter it well about. And then look, you can see more cooking there, so see when it's starting to cling now. So I just like to move it in from the edge like that, go around the pan like that, moving it so that it'll get cooked right through. Move it around, and you can see it there coming. That's it. And round this side now, and it just pours itself round the pan. Okay, so it's up just a wee bit too much now, so I'm just going to turn it down again. Pour that off onto the side like that, and again let it cook away. So I'm going to start adding more. So I'll add a few wee bits and pieces of tomato. Just remembering that tomatoes are good for us all. The redness in the tomatoes is a thing called lysine. It's very, very good, and it's been linked to helping male cancers. So always encourage husbands, sons, partners, nephews to eat their tomatoes. It doesn't matter what way, fresh or tinned, warm or cold. And this is sprinkling not only if it's this spinach, but it's also actually a wee bit of basil. So I love basil. A few mushrooms. As I say, mushrooms tend to be a funny one with people. Some people like the taste of them, they don't like the texture of them. But if you don't like them, you leave them out of the ones that you're doing. A wee bit of yellow peppers. And most importantly, one of my favourites is my red onions on my omelette. Some people like the white onions, and it's whatever you prefer. I always like to make sure I have an onion with every bite. And then a wee bit of red pepper. So doesn't that look lovely with lots of things there? Let me see it there. So what I'm going to do with it now, I'm going to let it put it onto the grill. So before I do that, I am going to take some of my grated cheese and sprinkle it over the top, and we will put that into the oven, and it usually takes maybe about 5 minutes. Allow the cheese to melt, and I'll come back and we'll see the finished job in a couple of minutes. Well, after about 5 minutes, look at that. How delicious does that look? Do you know what? I can't wait to get stuck into that. So all I can say is I hope you really enjoyed this past number of weeks. I really appreciated you taking part. You have no idea, and I'm so glad you've had the great feedback I've had. all very positive, thankfully. And I have had tips along the way, so thank you even for the wee bit of the red wine there that was mentioned along the way. So so yeah, quite a versatile at all the different dishes that you can do with eggs, but always remember, dabble a wee bit with your herbs and spices. Try small amounts if you're not sure, until you build up and see, well, I could do with a wee bit more of that, or I could do with a wee bit less of that, whatever suits you, because we're all very different, aren't we? So thank you once again, honestly, from my house to your house, and hopefully we'll see you all again very soon.